Hello guys. Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the issue that is currently shaking the foundations of Port Charles, involving heartbreak, betrayal, and shocking revelations that promise to change the lives of Michael Corinthos, Willow Tate, Drew Kane, and their innocent children forever. In recent episodes, we've watched Michael experiencing profound happiness with his newborn daughter, Daisy. Witnessing this pure joy deeply affects Willow, causing her to reflect on her past choices and realize the devastating reality of what she's lost. Willow recognizes that the happiest days of her life were spent with Michael, Wiley, and Amelia, and seeing Michael now, radiating joy as a father once again, fills her heart with regret and sorrow. Willow yearns to turn back time, but she knows the damage she's done may be irreversible. Currently, Michael and Willow are embroiled in a fiercely contested custody battle over their beloved children, Wiley and Amelia. The courtroom has become a battleground where their painful history, unresolved conflicts, and hurtful accusations have played out dramatically before the eyes of family, friends, and even strangers. Willow, initially confident in her decisions, now faces a growing realization that her choices, particularly her relationship with Drew, have led her astray from the true happiness she once had. As this legal and emotional war continues to escalate, a deeply disturbing secret regarding Drew Kane has slowly begun to surface, sending shockwaves throughout Port Charles. Initially, Drew appeared to be the supportive, loving partner Willow believed she needed after her complicated relationship with Michael fell apart. However, recent revelations indicate that Drew is not the man he pretended to be. Instead, Drew has shown himself to be ruthless and cunning, willing to employ cruel and deceitful tactics to achieve his goals no matter who gets hurt in the process. As the details of Drew's darker side gradually come to light, Willow finds herself overwhelmed by fear. She can no longer ignore the harsh reality that the man she chose over Michael's father figure she entrusted with the care and safety of her children is capable of unspeakable acts. This revelation shatters her perception of Drew, and Willow feels betrayed in the deepest sense, utterly heartbroken and fearful for the future of her family. Drew's transformation from caring partner to cold, manipulative villain shocks Willow to her core, leaving her feeling trapped and isolated. Facing this harrowing truth, Willow confronts Drew, unable to accept the monstrous actions he has committed. In a tense and emotional confrontation, she tells Drew their relationship is over, declaring that she can never trust or love him again. Drew tries desperately to salvage the relationship, promising change and begging for forgiveness, but Willow remains firm. The trust is irretrievably broken, the love irreparably damaged. She chooses to leave Drew behind, determined to free herself and her children from his toxic influence. With Drew out of her life, Willow is left to pick up the pieces of the emotional wreckage. She turns her gaze back toward Michael, the man who had once been her everything, her anchor, her best friend, and the love of her life. Michael, who now has secured custody of their children Wiley and Amelia, has found a new measure of peace and happiness in fatherhood, particularly with his new baby girl, Daisy. Despite his joy as a father, Michael's personal life remains complicated. Although he shares a child with Sasha Gilmore, Michael and Sasha are not romantically involved, leaving an opening Willow believes she can step into once again. Willow becomes determined to mend the relationship she shattered, hoping Michael can forgive her past mistakes and offer her a chance at redemption and reconciliation. Gathering her courage, she approaches Michael with humility and vulnerability, confessing that she still deeply loves him and expressing her earnest wish to reunite their family. Willow admits openly to her regret, acknowledging the pain she caused and the betrayal she inflicted upon Michael and their children. She begs him for another chance, promising never to repeat the mistakes that drove them apart. However, despite Willow's heartfelt confession, Michael's response is one of firm rejection. The wounds Willow inflicted run too deep, and the scars left by her betrayal are still raw. Michael, haunted by Willow's past choices and the emotional devastation they brought, informs her that forgiveness is impossible. In a painful confrontation, Michael makes it clear that Willow's betrayal was too severe, and he can no longer trust her. He tells her plainly that he cannot risk opening his heart again, nor can he expose their children to further emotional turmoil. Michael's words shatter Willow, piercing her heart with finality. The rejection leaves her crushed, devastated by the realization that the life she once cherished and took for granted is lost forever. Willow finally understands the full weight of her decisions and the permanent consequences of her actions. In that heartbreaking moment, she sees clearly that she has lost not only Michael but the stable, loving family they once built together. Faced with the undeniable truth that her place in Port Charles has unraveled beyond repair, Willow makes the painful decision to leave town permanently. She concludes that distancing herself from Michael, the children, and the memories they once shared is the only way she can move forward. Willow knows remaining in Port Charles would only prolong her suffering and prevent Michael and their children from finding peace. She believes that leaving will offer everyone a fresh start, even if it means sacrificing her own happiness and the closeness she once had with Wiley and Amelia. With tears and heartache, Willow quietly prepares to say goodbye, making arrangements to leave Port Charles behind. She spends her final moments reflecting on the love she shared with Michael and the family she desperately misses. Willow understands the gravity of her choices and the devastating cost of her mistakes, yet she also recognizes that leaving is a necessary step in her journey toward healing and self-forgiveness. Meanwhile, Michael, though resolute in his decision to move forward without Willow, struggles with his own complex emotions. He finds himself grieving the loss of the woman he once loved so deeply, while remaining committed to providing a stable and nurturing environment for Wiley, Amelia, and Daisy. Michael's devotion to his children remains unwavering, and he finds comfort and strength in knowing that his choice, though painful, is in their best interest. He believes that protecting them from future heartache must take precedence over his own lingering feelings for Willow. As Willow departs Port Charles, friends and family watch with mixed emotions. Many understand her decision but grieve the circumstances that led her to this point. Carly Corinthos, deeply saddened by the outcome, nonetheless supports Michael's choice, knowing it is what he believes is best for his children. Sasha, though never romantically linked with Michael after Daisy's birth, steps in to offer emotional support and friendship, helping Michael navigate his new life without Willow. Port Charles, forever changed by these events, continues to grapple with the aftermath. Drew faces intense scrutiny and backlash from the community as the full scope of his actions becomes widely known. He becomes a pariah, struggling to regain any trust or redemption. Willow's departure leaves a significant emotional void, particularly in the lives of Wiley and Amelia, who must adjust to their new normal without their mother's presence. Ultimately, this chapter serves as a poignant reminder of the lasting consequences our choices can bring. For Willow, the loss of her family and true love marks the most painful lesson of her life, while Michael is left to heal and rebuild, finding solace in the unwavering love and joy his children provide. Next, we will dive into the electrifying news that has set the Port Charles fandom ablaze with anticipation. The long-awaited return of Callie Thibault as Britt Westbourne is confirmed for this July, and if your heart isn't racing yet, prepare for a roller coaster of emotions. We've all been yearning for a spark to reignite Jason Morgan's stoic existence, and it seems the stars are aligning for a reunion that could redefine romance in Port Charles. Let's unpack this monumental comeback, explore the intricate web of possibilities, and speculate on how Britt's reappearance might just be the seismic shift this town desperately needs. First, let's journey back to the heartbreaking moment that left us all in tears. On that unforgettable New Year's Eve in 2022, Britt orchestrated a spectacular birthday celebration, intending to bid farewell to Port Charles in style before slipping away into the night. But fate, as it so often does in this unpredictable town, had other plans. A chilling scream pierced the festive air, signaling danger. Without a second thought, Britt rushed to the aid of Jocelyn Jax, who was moments away from becoming the Hook's latest prey. In a selfless act of bravery, Britt shielded Joss, taking a fatal blow in the process. The image of her collapsing into the arms of her mother, Liesl Obrecht, as life slipped away, is seared into our memories. It was a farewell that felt so conclusive, so shatteringly final. Yet, in the world of soap operas, where the impossible becomes routine, could death merely be a temporary detour for our beloved Britt? Now, let's turn our attention to Jason Morgan, the rugged heartthrob who's been wandering Port Charles like a shadow of his former self since his dramatic return in March 2024. After surviving his own presumed demise, Jason has been a man adrift and touched by the flames of romance. The writers toyed with a potential connection with Sasha Corbin, but with Michael Corinthos reclaiming his place in the spotlight, that fleeting idea has been dashed against the jagged shores of unfulfilled potential. For over a year, Jason has remained stubbornly single, his heart seemingly locked away. Watching him navigate life without love has been nothing short of agonizing for fans. We all know who captured his heart before tragedy struck, and her name echoes in every longing glance he casts into the distance. Could Britt's return be the key to unlocking the passion he's buried deep within? Adding fuel to the speculative fire, let's revisit a poignant moment from the June 6th episode at the Metro Court Pool. Cody Bell, in a casual chat with Molly Lansing Davis, took a nostalgic detour, reminiscing about his chaotic arrival in Port Charles. Picture this, Cody parachuting into town, quite literally crashing into the pool and sending Britt tumbling into the water with him in a splash of serendipity. They shared a laugh over the memory, raising a glass to honor her vibrant spirit. Now, ask yourself, when does General Hospital ever drop a name from the past without a hidden agenda? This wasn't just a throwaway line, it felt like a deliberate breadcrumb leading us to something monumental. Could this be the writer's way of preparing us for Britt's triumphant return, stirring the embers of a storyline we thought had long gone cold? Then there's the enigmatic Professor Henry Hank Dalton, whose shadowy lab experiments have become the talk of the town. Whispers of groundbreaking firsts, even ethically dubious research, have emerged, with rumors swirling about cloning technologies or miraculous medical breakthroughs. Could his clandestine work hold the secret to Britt's resurrection? In a show that once had Luke Spencer thwarting a global catastrophe via a weather-controlling device, yes, a weather machine. Is it really so outlandish to imagine science bending the rules of life and death? Britt's body was never shown after her tearful departure, leaving a tantalizing gap in the narrative. Add to that her battle with Huntington's disease at the time of her passing. What if her return comes with a miraculous cure, courtesy of Professor Dalton's mysterious machinations? The possibilities are as thrilling as they are endless. Kelly Thibault herself has fanned the flames of excitement with a cryptic TikTok video, teasing fans with the promise of a wild ride. Those aren't the words of someone returning for a mere ghostly cameo or a fleeting flashback. No, this hints at something explosive, a storyline poised to turn Port Charles on its head. With Jason moping through life as though he's lost a piece of his soul, the timing of Britt's comeback feels almost poetic. Imagine the upheaval, the raw emotion, as these two collide once more. This isn't just a character return, it's a potential rebirth of one of the most captivating dynamics General Hospital has ever crafted. Kelly's assurance of a wild ride suggests layers of drama, perhaps a struggle to reclaim memories, a fight against unseen forces, or even a battle to prove she's truly back for good. Let's delve deeper into the magnetic pull between Jason and Britt, a connection that was tragically cut short. Recall the pulse-pounding moment when Jason swooped in to rescue Britt from the clutches of Cyrus Renault's ruthless henchmen, their eyes locking with unspoken promises of something more. Or consider the tender, stolen moment in a remote Canadian lighthouse, where vulnerability and desire intertwined as they bared their souls. Their chemistry was electric, a rare blend of intensity and understanding. Britt matched Jason's grit, embraced the dangers of his world, and wasn't shy about challenging him when needed. They were on the cusp of something extraordinary before external force, namely Jason's strategic marriage to Carly for mob protection, tore them apart. We, the fans, were left heartbroken, cheated out of witnessing the full bloom of their romance. If Britt returns, can you envision the reunion? The pent-up longing, the fiery confrontations, the undeniable pull that time couldn't erase. Jason hasn't so much as glanced at another woman since his return, as if his heart has been quietly waiting for her. Britt's return transcends the mere revival of a fan-favorite character. It's about delivering the love story Jason so richly deserves after years of torment. This is a man who has faced death, resurrection, and the gut-wrenching loss of a woman who truly understood him. Since Britt's passing, he's been emotionally stagnant, a warrior without a cause in matters of the heart. Her reappearance could be the catalyst Port Charles needs to jolt its narrative into overdrive, shaking up alliances, rivalries, and long-buried secrets. Imagine the ripple effects not just for Jason, but for Liesl, who might grapple with a mix of joy and disbelief at seeing her daughter again. Picture the tension as other characters question the how and why of her return, perhaps uncovering Professor Dalton's ethically murky experiments in the process. With Kelly Thibault's Emmy-caliber performance gracing our screens once more, we're in for scenes brimming with raw emotion, heartbreak, and the kind of passion that only General Hospital can deliver. Moreover, let's speculate on the broader implications of Britt's comeback for the town itself. Port Charles has always thrived on chaos and unexpected twists, and her return could ignite conflicts we haven't yet foreseen. Will there be skeptics who doubt her identity, forcing her to prove she's the real Britt Westbourne? Could her connection to Huntington's disease introduce a new medical mystery, intertwining her fate with other key players in town? Perhaps her time away, however it's explained, has equipped her with secrets or alliances that could shift the power dynamics among the Corinthos family or even the hospital's board. The writers have an opportunity to weave a tapestry of intrigue, using Britt as the thread that ties together personal redemption, scientific marvels, and the ever-present undercurrent of danger that defines life in this volatile town. As we count down to July, the air is thick with anticipation for what Kelly Thibault's return will unleash. Will Britt and Jason finally get their chance at happiness, or will new obstacles stand in their way? Could Professor Dalton's experiments introduce unforeseen consequences, turning a miracle into a nightmare? One thing is certain, General Hospital is gearing up for a storyline that promises to captivate, challenge, and perhaps even redefine what we thought was possible in Port Charles. So, dear fans, buckle up for the ride of a lifetime. Britt Westbourne is back, and with her comes the potential for love, loss, and drama on an epic scale. Next, we will dive into the whirlwind of drama and intrigue set to unfold in Port Charles during the week of June 9, 2025. A newly released preview clip has given us a tantalizing glimpse into the chaos ahead, featuring Natalia Ramirez issuing a dire warning to Sonny Corinthos, Christina Corinthos Davis striking a surprising deal with Cody Bell, and a pivotal decision in the heated custody battle between Michael Corinthos and Willow Corinthos. From shocking revelations to emotional farewells, this week promises to keep us glued to our screens. Let's unpack every juicy detail, explore the hidden layers, and speculate on the potential fallout as Port Charles braces for yet another storm of secrets and heartbreak. Starting with Natalia Ramirez, whose recent escapades have landed her in hot water, we're witnessing a woman teetering on the edge of desperation. After being arrested for drinking and driving, Natalia found herself dragged to the local police station, her reputation in tatters. In a frantic bid for help, her first instinct was to dial up her son, Marco Rios, who had already turned his back on her earlier that evening over a heated family dispute. Marco, likely assuming this was another chapter in their ongoing clash, didn't come to her rescue. Undeterred, Natalia then attempted to negotiate with Molly Lansing Davis, hoping to leverage legal expertise to wriggle out of her predicament. But Molly, citing a clear conflict of interest due to her ties with the Corinthos family, refused to get involved. Now, in a stunning turn of events, we see Natalia sharing a tense car ride with none other than Sonny Corinthos himself. Her ominous words ring out, she's in deep trouble, and so is he. What explosive secret did she unveil to escape the holding cell? Could it be tied to a past misdeed that threatens to unravel Sonny's carefully constructed empire, or is Natalia playing a dangerous game of manipulation to secure her freedom? The stakes couldn't be higher, and this cryptic warning is sure to send shockwaves through Port Charles. Meanwhile, the emotional undercurrents of Lucky Spencer's storyline are pulling at our heartstrings as he prepares to bid farewell to Port Charles once again. The adventurer at heart has made the gut-wrenching decision to leave town, a choice that will undoubtedly shatter Lulu Spencer's world. In an intimate conversation, Lucky breaks the news to Lulu, who struggles to mask her devastation. She understands his restless spirit, his unquenchable thirst for exploration, yet the pain of losing him anew cuts deep. Adding another layer of heartache, Lucky confides in Lulu about Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's rejection of his recent marriage proposal. We can only imagine the raw vulnerability as he recounts how Liz, torn by her own past traumas and current obligations, couldn't accept his offer to build a future together. Was it Liz's lingering doubts about their history, or perhaps a newfound strength to stand on her own, that led to this rejection? As Lucky packs his bags, could this be a permanent exit? Or will the call of Port Charles and unfinished business with Liz lure him back sooner than expected? Fans are left wondering if this goodbye might spark a journey of self-discovery for both Lucky and Lulu. Elsewhere in town, tensions are reaching a boiling point for Portia Robinson, whose usually composed demeanor crumbles in a fit of rage. The preview shows her smashing objects in her office at General Hospital, a visceral outburst that hints at monumental stress. Word on the street is that Drew Kane has gained yet another upper hand, possibly tied to a business maneuver or a personal betrayal that's pushing Portia to her limits. With her marriage, career, and even her freedom hanging in the balance, the stakes couldn't be more dire. The exposure of Nina Reeves by Carly Spencer has set off a domino effect. And it's only a matter of time before Portia's own complicity in past misdeeds, perhaps a cover-up or a shady deal to protect her family, comes to light. Enter Isaiah Gannon, the empathetic newcomer who previously offered solace to Willow during her struggles. Sensing Portia's turmoil, Isaiah approaches with words of wisdom, hoping to guide her through this storm as he did for Willow. Could his calming presence be the lifeline Portia needs to regain control, or will her anger blind her to his counsel, leading to a catastrophic downfall? The cracks in Portia's world are widening, and we're on the edge of our seats to see if she can hold it together. On a different front, Christina Corinthos Davis is cooking up a scheme that could change the game for Cody Bell. In a surprising clip, we see Christina approaching Cody with a proposition, a chance to earn some quick cash through a deal that's shrouded in mystery. Is this a legitimate opportunity, perhaps tied to a family business venture, or is Christina dragging Cody into a risky endeavor that could backfire spectacularly? Given her protective instincts and fierce loyalty to her loved ones, this offer might involve safeguarding someone close to her, possibly even a plot to shield her father, Sonny, from Natalia's ominous threat. Cody, still finding his footing in Port Charles after his dramatic parachute entrance years ago, might see this as a way to solidify his place in town. But with Christina's track record of impulsive decisions, we can't help but wonder if this deal will lead to unforeseen consequences, entangling them both in a web of deception. What exactly does Christina have up her sleeve? And will Cody's involvement pull him closer to danger or redemption? Finally, the custody battle between Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate Corinthos reaches a critical juncture, with a judge poised to deliver a life-altering verdict. The preview teases that one parent will be granted full and sole custody of their children, leaving the other potentially shattered. This decision carries immense weight, as it will redefine their family dynamic and ripple through their relationships with others in Port Charles. Michael, with his unwavering determination and Corinthos' grit, has fought tooth and nail to prove his stability as a provider and protector. Willow, on the other hand, brings a nurturing strength, her bond with the children rooted in quiet resilience despite personal health struggles and past traumas. Could the judge's ruling hinge on recent events, such as Michael's entanglements with family conflicts or Willow's journey of healing with Isaiah Gannon's support? The emotional toll of this decision will undoubtedly reverberate, affecting not just Michael and Willow but also those in their orbit, like Carly and Nina, who have their own stakes in the outcome. Will this verdict unite or further fracture this already strained family unit? As if that weren't enough, let's speculate on the broader implications of these events for the fabric of Port Charles. Natalia's warning to Sonny could unearth long-buried secrets, perhaps involving a forgotten alliance or a betrayal that ties back to Marco Rios's rejection of his mother. What if her cryptic words hint at a looming threat from an old enemy of the Corinthos clan, using Natalia as an unwilling pawn? Meanwhile, Lucky's departure might leave a void in Lulu's life, pushing her toward unexpected alliances or even reigniting past flames as she copes with loneliness. Portia's unraveling could expose a deeper conspiracy within General Hospital itself, dragging other staff members into a scandal that threatens the institution's reputation. Christina's deal with Cody might intersect with larger town dynamics, possibly pulling them into the orbit of Sonny's underworld dealings. And the custody decision for Michael and Willow could reshape power balances, influencing how other families navigate their own disputes. As the week of June 9, 2025, approaches, Port Charles is a powder keg of emotion, secrets, and high-stakes decisions. Will Natalia's warning to Sonny expose a danger neither can escape? Can Portia claw her way back from the brink before losing everything? What risky path will Christina's proposition lead Cody down? And how will the custody ruling redraw the lines of family loyalty? With every character facing crossroads that could alter their futures, General Hospital is delivering the kind of drama that keeps us coming back for more. Stay tuned to our channel for every update, wild theory, and behind-the-scenes tidbit as we navigate this thrilling week together. Port Charles is never short on surprises, and we're here to ensure you don't miss a single beat of the action.